Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonkekook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, continuing our 1000G Achievement Guide and slash walkthrough for Lawn Mowing Simulator. Today we're going to finish off the amateur challenges, ladies and gents. We got Challenge 8, another orchard here. So what do we got here? We only have 10% of our fuel remaining. We are going to be using the Toro 3300 though, which again, my opinion is the best mower in the game. And we have a $25 maximum 5, not too bad, not great, but we're going to go ahead and get started. See if we can't finish off this challenge. This orchard isn't too bad. It is rather long, as you can see there. Lots of trees in the middle. We're going to go ahead and just get on the vehicle here. Like normal, I'm going to go into first person mode. We need to be down to 8 centimeters, so drop the cut height. Press B to drop the deck, and press X to start cutting. And we're just going to go ahead and get along the outside here. And you're going to want to be a little more careful than I am here. I've taken out too many flowers to start here. Don't worry about the grass clippings. That's not something worth worrying about. Worry about avoiding flowers and not hitting any walls or trees or anything like that. Those are the primary things to worry about. Those stalks here, you can kill. It's the flowers that you have to look out for. The flowers are the ones that'll penalize you. Those stalks in between the flowers, oh, we killed another flower there, are the things that are going, those stalks are fine to kill. You see, I just killed one there. But the flowers are what are going to penalize us a lot. As you can see, we're hitting way too many flowers, but we have finished the outer run. So we'll see if that causes us to mess up when we go into the orchard itself and try to get cut around the trees. It's entirely up to you if you feel uncomfortable. If it's your first run on the level, feel free to go ahead and see if you can cut around the trees well enough. Depending on what level of penalty you come out of your edging with. Again, we're starting to get into the point now where if you're overloading your engine, just slow down and you can try to mow the stuff you've missed on your next pass. The time spent going out of your way to back up and then accelerate again isn't really worth it. It's better to keep moving. I say as I back up, but it really is. It's better to keep moving and then just return to the spots where you're overloaded and make up for it on your next pass. We are overloading quite a bit here. Occasionally the game is like, hey, why don't you just make 2 passes? In the challenges, you never have time for that. So don't ever listen to it. If it tells you that in a challenge, you do not have time to make 2 passes. Okay, we're going to get going to start working on some of these trees here. The ones that we're getting really close to anyways. So again, just like all the other challenges, in the bottom left-hand corner we have a penalties and fines bar. If that goes down to 0, we fail. And then in the engine condition bar, there's a little red mark. If your engine condition gets down to that red mark, you also automatically fail. So you need to be careful about driving so you don't overload your engine, and you need to make sure you're not killing too many flowers and hitting too many objects. But again, we are still in the amateur challenge phase, so we have quite a bit of leeway. And we aren't timed here. It is fuel related, so you have plenty of fuel. As I've said, almost all of the fuel challenges are simply a matter of taking the optimal path rather than, you know, I guess I would say you have more leeway in fuel challenges than you do in time challenges for the most part. As long as you're following optimal paths for mowing, you shouldn't have any problems with the fuel challenges. The time challenges seem to be a bit more, or a bit less forgiving when you get into the professional and expert versions. Just try to tap the accelerator. I know I've said this in one or two other challenges instead of flooring it, because you need to be very careful. Even though we're only getting like half of the grass, we're still having a hard time keeping from overloading our engine. And if we start speeding up too much, then we'll definitely overload the engine. We'll get this little tree done here. we're still in very good shape, ladies and gentlemen, so don't let the fuel blinking, you know, start stressing you out. You have plenty of fuel left. You need to try to stay around, I would say we're around 40%. The grass is coming in, we're cutting about 40% new grass with every pass, but we kind of have to because of how thick the grass is. Can't really afford to cut more than that at once, or else we wind up overloading the engine too quick. Somewhere between 40 and 50% or so. Gonna have one more row of trees to cut around, and we have plenty of wiggle room for our fines and penalties bar. So, and again, we have more gas left than you think, so don't worry about it. This mower can run for like an hour and a half or so, I believe, without running out of fuel. So okay, we're gonna grab this tree while we're here. We're 2/3 of the way through, ladies and gents, and we still haven't even reached the bottom corner of our fuel gauge. But this middle portion gets very thick, so Okay, we're gonna get this tree taken care of. Again, those, whatever they are, those stalks are considered weeds, so you can cut them, and you don't get penalized for it. Three-quarters of the way through. We still have plenty of gas left. We're gonna get this tree done as well here. We're basically done at this point, ladies and gents. We didn't really run into the trees very much, so we have plenty of wiggle room on our penalties and fines. And we still have plenty of gas left. The gas gauge flashing makes it seem a lot lower than it actually is, but we probably still have about 20 minutes left of fuel, so again, don't worry about it. You have plenty of time. Almost done. Here we go, ladies and gents. The final amateur challenge has been completed. Look at how much gas we still have left. We never even made it into the bottom left corner of the gauge, and we still never got penalized after our first run around the outside, so we're going to jump back here. And there it is, the achievement for unlocking all of the amateur, or completing all of the amateur challenges. If you have any questions or comments for me, as always, let me know down below. But if not, I will see you in our first professional challenge.